Welcome everyone, one and all. This is the 10th episode of the Unbanned podcast, and we have one thing to say. Unbanned Sliv Mizzet Hivemind. That's, we'll explain the Unbanned in a second.
If you don't know, you're out of the loop.
Like me.
And you should get in the loop.
By listening.
Right now. My name's Jake, and I'm here with my best buds of all time, Justin.
I'm your best bud, thanks. Hi.
And Jordan.
I think I'm more like his best bud. I am his twin.
Don't tell Justin that, he gets sad.
Fight, fight, fight.
And we're here to talk about some Magic, as always. Just quick little shout out to all you guys. You've been listening for 10 episodes, and this is our 10th episode. I didn't think we'd get past 3, to be honest. I thought we would lose interest, so I'm pretty excited, honestly. This is awesome.
I mean, I do think it's kind of amazing that we're 10 episodes in, and we have over 100 views. Or downloads, I should say. I don't know how many views total we have on like Spotify and such.
So, I think it's about time we explained that Unbanned. For those of you that might have misunderstood me, it is Sliv Mizzet, which is a sliver version of Niv Mizzet. And it's from the latest product, maybe, from Wizards. It's the Mystery Boosters Convention Edition. We had a live opening where they had these opened on a Twitter stream for Channel Fireball that I got to watch live. I just happened to be off of work at the time. And it basically is like a cube or like a chaos draft, but it's in its own booster. And each pack at the very front has one of these weird test cards that are like almost silver bordered, like unset stuff. Like Sliv Mizzet is basically... It's 2 blue, red for a 4/4 legendary creature. And it says, slivers you control have flying, and whenever you draw a card, this creature deals 1 damage to any target, and tap, draw a card. So it makes all of your slivers into Niv Mizzets.
It's pretty amazing. I really like the card. I mean, I'm a big fan of Niv Mizzet, obviously. You know, best Perrin, but I think it's so cool. These weird test cards. They're basically like uncards that weren't approved, and I love it.
The cards are really crazy too, because it's just like they have the regular border, but it looks like someone's just like pasted a thing, like the card on top of it.
It looks like how I used to do proxies in my cube, honestly.
Yeah,
exactly like that.
I think it's interesting as well because so apparently these were only for the convention version. You have to go to a Magic Fest to get these, which is kind of sad that the LGS players won't get these. But at the same time, it's literally a card that they have photoshopped to put a like post-it on. So you could probably make the exact same thing with an actual post-it. So I wouldn't be too upset. Like just take the card and put a post-it note on it.
But Jordan, then you won't get this beautiful Sliv Mizzet Hivemind art that looks like it was drawn by me, actually. Yeah, that's how I would draw that.
It looks like Trogdor. You guys remember Strong Dad?
Oh my god.
It looks like Trogdor. That's exactly what it is.
Trogdor.
Well, it looks like Trogdor if he lost his arm and replaced it with a wing.
Honestly, I feel as though most of the people who do proxies regularly could draw better than that.
I don't know. I took graphic design for too many years, and I probably couldn't draw that.
I could try.
You could just Photoshop it. Just Photoshop something that would look better. Just take a picture of like Niv Mizzet and like freaking shop a sliver face over it, and you got it.
There are those. If you go on Google Images, there are a couple that have already been done.
Fantastic, yeah. So you can just print out one of those.
So these cards also say at the bottom, test card, not for constructed play. So you can't actually play any of these in any tournaments.
No.
Wait, you're telling me that the cardstock cards that they put in the mystery booster packs as a joke are not legal for tournament play?
So I actually have a serious question here with that. Are they like pasted on are they printed on the card, or is it just a little piece of paper?
Yeah, it's just like the art. It's just the piece of paper is not an actual piece of paper. It's printed on the cardstock.
The cool thing about that is it does make it kind of collectible if you go to a convention and do a chaos draft.
Oh, I'm gonna buy like 60 billion of these.
Yeah, I want a Sliv Mizzet for sure.
Are they selling them yet?
I'm sure someone has them.
Let's see.
as well, we'll be going to GPs, so we'll probably get some because I'm going to play this a lot. It looks like a lot of fun.
That's something that's interesting to me is I'm not sure if I'm going to play this a lot yet. I want full details. And I kind of want from you guys, we already guessed what the mystery boosters kind of already were. Now that we have the full, well, not the full spoiler, but a partial spoiler through social media, what do you guys think this actually is? What's it going to be called? It's pretty obvious it's like a Chaos Draft type of experience, but...
It's Chaos Draft Masters.
Chaos Masters? Just straight up?
In all honesty, I don't know what it's going to be called. I am going to guess something like, I don't even know. What do you call it? A lot of people have been making the joke that it's Repack Masters, and I'm like, you people have no sense of fun.
By the way, sorry to interrupt here, but I'm just looking at it, and apparently there is going to be an LGS version of Mystery Boosters.
Yes, but they don't come with the cool test cards, apparently.
They don't?
Nope.
Where did you get that information? Because I didn't hear that.
It was confirmed by WotC and staff on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
So Justin, what do you think? What do you think they're going to name the set? I want to know.
Oh, jeez. I'm annoyed that people. What's the word I'm looking for here? I'm annoyed that people slap the word masters on the end of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's a weird
I
name.
wouldn't call it that. They're probably gonna go something like, I don't know. They're gonna make it Mark Rosewater something. So Wackadoodle's gonna be in there somewhere. I feel like
Wackadoodle.
Like the word doodle is gonna be in it. I feel like
maybe they'll make it part of their unline because every joke set has to be part of the unline apparently.
Well, they're not silver border cards.
That's the thing. I don't think it's a joke. Like, without the test cards, this is not a joke set. It's just a random set.
Why isn't it just called Mystery Booster? Has it been confirmed that it's going to have a different name?
Yeah, I guess you're right. It could just be called Mystery Boosters.
I kind of like that. It's a mystery. You don't know what you're going to get in it. Actually, you know vaguely what you're going to get in it, but you don't know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys take a Scalding Tarn or a Mystery Booster? Because the Scalding Tarn is a Scalding Tarn, but the Mystery Booster could be anything.
I'll take the Tarn.
There's a picture here of a guy who got a Mana Crypt out of it.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
So I'd take the Mana Crypt over the Mystery or the Scalding Tarn.
I'd still take the Tarn.
I want to talk for a moment about the possibilities of this set, because I don't think they're treating this as like an actual reprint set. I think what this is them putting official support behind chaos drafting, because chaos drafting is actually kind of hard to do now. Packs get more and more expensive the further back you go. So it's like if you want a chaos draft Kaladesh, and like you got like Kaladesh and like Omnicat and Eldraine, and then like just stuff from like recent standard basically, then it's not too hard to chaos draft. But if you want a chaos draft like with original Ravnica in there and like Innistrad and like Legends, and then it's like, oh yeah, we can't get those packs like to put in our bucket to pull from.
I think that's something that is kind of appealing about this to me, is the idea that maybe it really is just mystery, literally a mystery box of just every card they can actually print, because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but these cards might actually be more expensive than the original printings.
Really?
Because they're technically different.
Do they have a different set symbol?
Every card has a white planeswalker symbol in the bottom left.
Weird. That's interesting.
It's kind of cool as well, because if you like the old border on things, this still has that border, so you can have that. I mean, you get the extra planeswalker symbol, but a lot of people don't really like the new border on things, and they're like, they have a card that they want to put in their commander deck. It's the one new border. It's printed recently. Be nice to actually get the old printing of it.
Yeah.
For some people. I don't like the old borders.
I love old borders.
I still think anything pre-M15. Like, M15 is the perfect border.
The only reason I don't use white bordered cards on things, by the way, like with the oldest set, is that it is impossible. I have not found a deck where it's possible to have fully white border. It's a mix of black and white, and I want to make a commander deck one day that it's just 100 white border cards.
That sounds horrible.
That sounds disgusting, and I'm disowning you.
That's the reason I want to do it, is that reaction right there.
Well, that's what I did for one of my commander decks. I purposely made every basic land a white border card with the ugliest art I could find, just to try to get people mad. And then I realized after playing it like 3 or 4 times, it was just making me mad.
I feel like I'm a little more seasoned for this. I can do it.
But then people got mad at the deck because it was Animar, so I played Solitaire for 10 minutes most of the time.
You know, you could build Animar in a way that's not Solitaire.
I built Morphs.
You can build something that's not Morphs.
Hold on, how is that Solitaire?
Because you play Beast Whisper, and then you go, all right, morph, 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 draw, 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 morph, morph, morph.
I don't understand how that's a problem. That's just magic.
Yeah, that just
Everybody
sounds like
gets mad at you in a Commander game. There's you play Solitaire.
Well,
is that what they sound like? Okay.
Some of them.
Well, Commander woes aside,
this is a goofy episode.
yes, it is. I mean, we're talking about mystery boosters, which is an inadvertently fun product. It is unavoidably a fun product. If anyone tells me otherwise, well, go back to your spike hell.
Oh, I have to do a call out really quick. And yes, Pleasant Kenobi, I do want them to print $200 bills into my booster packs. Then they won't be $200 bills.
But what if they keep being $200 bills?
I feel like that video was a little more about expectations other than there not needing to be a reprint structure.
I didn't want to talk about this on, like, I saw it on Twitter where he said this, but a lot of people were saying that. They're like, well, what do you want him to do? Like, print a bunch of money into the booster pack? I'm like, yes, because if you reprint high-value cards often, they won't be high value anymore. It's complete supply and demand that makes them worth that much money.
Yes, I agree. I think they should just have a actual reprint structure that reprints cards. The thing is, I don't think that's necessarily what people are against. I think they're just worried that if you print stuff that is that valuable into booster packs at a consistent rate, it will either A, make their cards crash, or B, cause all of the booster packs to be bought out immediately by people who are trying to speculate. I don't think that people really are against making Magic more affordable. It's just that the way that you do that often affects them in an adverse way.
All I'm saying is they just need to do a print-on-demand thing where WotC has a website where you're like, all right, I want to pay $1 for this card and this card and this card. Make every card $1.
That would be magical. Unfortunately, I don't think they would ever do that.
It would make so little money.
It's not gambling at that point.
I think it's interesting to bring up the reprint talk with mystery boosters, though, because I think this is an interesting opportunity for Wizards where they can put whatever they want in these. And once the full set is out and people know what's in them, then it's kind of out of the bag. But if they do this, if they were to do an update to this product every year where they just toss random cards, Chaos Draft style, into a booster and they don't tell anyone what's in it until it's released, I would be so down. Because it's exciting to not know what's coming in the set. It keeps people from pre-purchasing a bunch of it because they want to speculate because they don't know if there's any good value in it. And they can put whatever they want in it and it won't get bought out either. It's like, it's the perfect anti-MTG finance product because it takes away all the information they normally use to drive prices up. I love it. I want more of this every year. Like, update this thing.
I just want another conspiracy set.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, Conspiracies 3 would be a lot of fun. Speaking of, like, off-season, like, fun sets.
Conspiracy 3 Electric Boogaloo.
So, I guess, should we sum up with, like, final things on mystery boosters? I kind of just gave mine. What do you guys feel like?
I like the product a lot. I want more of it, but I want more of it in a way that... I want to play this, basically. I want to play this, I want to see what it's like, because I could see them really messing up a random Chaos Draft experience.
I also can't wait till these packs are mappable.
I mean, it's not truly random. Apparently there is a set. It's just chosen basically at whim what's in it, kind of. It makes for a set that's like a Chaos Draft, but has a little bit more actual draft mechanics, I guess, because that's one issue that you kind of run into when you Chaos Draft is, like, if you get a Kaladesh pack with, like, a Shadows over Innistrad pack that kind of work together because they were in the same standard, but a lot of time you don't get the same synergies because you're in draft.
That's not true at all. If you get a Kaladesh pack at all, you probably are in trouble because that whole set is just kind of contained.
Yeah, it's all vehicles and artifacts and energy, and you're just like, oh no, what do I do?
I need another one of these. Avoid the energy. Avoid the energy.
And then you get a Scars of Mirrodin pack, so you have Proliferate.
Yeah, that can work, but it's like, unless you get something like that, sometimes you get cool stuff like that, and I think that's what they'll probably try to replicate with this set. I haven't seen the full set list, obviously, but
I think it's Wednesday is when we get that.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to replicate those moments where you do get two sets that work together, and you get to play this kind of weird deck that was meant to exist but never got the chance to because those two sets weren't next to each other.
Also, another random thing. Is there a chance that this is going to be on MTGO?
I hope so. That'd be a lot of fun to go draft this, like kind of alongside Vintage Cube.
If it's on MTGO, they need to put Running 6 in it.
I would hope so, but
All right, aside from mystery boosters this week, we also have a Mythic Championship going on right now. I think we're in the top 8. Let me just...
While he's checking real quick, it's a great transition from the most mysterious thing that Wizards is releasing to the most obvious results.
Who wants to guess what the top deck was?
I'm going to guess it was mono white weenies. Yes.
My guess is it's going to be red and thorn mana aggro control.
Oh, wow. Those are both really great guesses. But as we all know, everything is an elk. You're all elks.
It's all coming up, Oko.
If you haven't seen the stats, Oko was 69% of the day 1 metagame, and it was 72% of the day 2 metagame. So a lot of that converted.
Yes, it did.
Our top 8, which is going on right now, is 6 Oko decks, blue-green based decks, and a green-white adventure deck, and a green-black adventure deck.
Woo, yeah.
We did it.
I love Standard right now. I'm going to go back to playing my mono black Phoenix deck in Legacy. It doesn't work, but at least it's fun. Yeah, we were silent there for a second because there's just nothing to say to this, right?
It was out there already. Like, Fields of the Dead got banned, and we're like, well, there's only one deck to play now instead of 2.
I was expecting something to come along and beat it. You'd figure the minute that I start putting like 4 Noxious Grasps in the main board of my green-black adventure deck, I would start beating Oko, but I still lose to the deck. It still happens.
On the ladder, at least, if you don't get picked on by Oko itself, that for some you feel like you should beat, but you don't. Then you get picked on by all the things that counter Oko, who are also playing a bunch of main board Noxious Grasp in order to beat Oko, and just happen to also hit you because you play green.
Yeah, I don't think I've made a deck without green on the ladder so far.
You know, and that's a good way to transition into my main point about the problem with banning Oko, is that, as I pointed out, like I think it was 2 episodes ago in my rant, the problem is not just Oko. It is the shell that Oko fits into. Green is objectively the best color in Standard right now. If you're not playing green in your deck, what are you doing? You get access to Nissa, you get access to Once Upon a Time, Edgewall Innkeeper is awesome. Wicked Wolf is a great card. Questing Beast. Veil of Summer, one of the best sideboard cards ever printed, is in green right now, and it's just, there's no reason to not play green. Like, I saw a couple people tweeting it, and I was like, hey, I said this 2 weeks ago. Goodness, everyone just listen to me.
Yeah, the Green Menace, as it's been put, the Green Menace as it's set up is big and scary, and I don't want a lot of those cards banned because I love playing Gruul and Golgari, which are both green-based decks, but you gotta take something besides Oko. It's just the truth. Unless there's something really huge coming in Theros, I don't expect an Oko ban to stop these blue-green based decks from being good, let alone the color green just being obnoxiously present.
Honestly, if I were to pick a deck to play after Oko gets banned, I'd say just straight up run green-black Adventures, maybe run a little extra ramp in it.
I'd play Bant.
Yeah, or you could play Bant ramp, yeah.
Sultai Adventures.
Bant
that'd
ramp
work too.
Is easily still the best deck in the format, if even without Oko. I guarantee it. You get Teferi, you can run Narset if you want, You still get Nissa, assuming she doesn't hit the ban hammer. Everything that's good about green, Bant just plays really well with. I laddered all the way to Mythic with Bant Ramp back in June. That was before we had Once Upon a Time and Wicked Wolf.
With Oko gone, you don't really need the food package as much anymore. I think you still run Goose because you need that 1 mana accelerant. But I think you can also just go back to playing like Risen Reef and like Cavalier of Thorns, which, you know, that worked before too. And it's like you go back to the way Blue-Green Ramp and Bant Ramp were played 6 months ago. That's still a really good strategy in Standard once Oko's gone.
I'll tell you the thing that's annoying about it is I honestly wouldn't even abandon food because Trail of Crumbs is like one of the greatest late game engines in Standard right now.
Oh yeah, I've completely forgotten about that card.
I was watching Crowkey's stream and he was putting together a deck that ran Trail of Crumbs and Cauldron Familiar and a bunch of really sweet food generators, and then when you just like use Cauldron Familiar to trigger Trail of Crumbs, you basically draw a card. And you just grind out your opponents. They can't keep up with you.
Yeah, the cat food deck is very, very good as well.
And the only piece it would miss is Oko if it got banned.
Yeah, the main thing is we could go back and forth on this round and round and trying to find a way to beat these decks, but I think the thing we'll keep coming back to is to just play green right now. Especially if you're not a pro player, like if you're kind of spiky and competitive and you want to play and win, but you're not like a world-class player who can actually, you know, break down a meta and make a deck to beat it, just play some green. You'll win some games.
You probably have about a week. We're recording this Sunday the 10th. Banned and Restricted is on the 18th. And I can almost guarantee Oko will not survive that. So maybe we get more banned with it, and then green isn't as good, but you got at least a week. You could probably get to Mythic in that time.
Honestly, it's so weird to just see these frequent Standard bannings now, since like was said before, there was how long between bans when Saheeli and all that stuff got banned, that whole combo got banned, and it's like, whoa. And all those cards in Standard, it was like
the first banning was Smuggler's Copter, Reflector Mage, and Emrakul, and it had been, I want to say 7
like 8
years?
years or something. Now it seems like every single ban list we're kind of like, ooh, a card in Standard could get banned here.
I mean, Standard's been rough since, like, Kaladesh, I think. Like, Kaladesh was the one that really broke the format, and then since then it's been, like, one busted thing taking over the format after the other, it seems like. Last year about Ravnica, that was really good after Black-Red had rotated, like, that format where we had a smaller card pool. There was a lot more stuff to be doing.
Honestly, Black-Red wasn't even that bad of a... It was oppressive. It was definitely the best thing to be doing, but it wasn't unstoppable. It wasn't Oko.
Yeah, it wasn't to the level that Oko's at right now, because it's like you could at least play a game against Red. It was still a way better deck, but like there were other decks in that format. There were still people playing Godpharaoh's Gift, people playing like Sultai Energy and Grixis Energy. Like there were still things to do in that format besides Red. It's just Red was the best.
And also, they didn't cost the price of a modern deck.
That's true as well, yeah.
Yeah, the price of Standard right now is rather ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I'm going back to playing Pauper again.
Well, yeah, I honestly was thinking about going to an FNM and playing Standard, and I was looking at prices, like, could I even pick up a deck? No.
I tried to, man. I couldn't even make it. Like, I didn't want to play Jund this week at FNM, and I couldn't even go to FNM because I don't have the cards, and the cards cost me like $400, $500 if I want to pick them up.
Hopefully our LGS starts supporting Pioneer, because I will actually get Friday off to go to FNMs again if they support Pioneer, because I love that format. It's so interesting.
Why can't they just support Pauper?
Yeah, that too. I would play Pauper if they'd support it.
It's not even the LGS's fault. It's the players. Nobody wants to play Pauper.
Yeah.
Can I go on a slight rant about that? It'll take 10 seconds. I hate Magic players and their perception of Pauper. I think I may have told this story on the podcast before, but I just want to bring it up again. I went to Grand Prix Vegas this last year, and I played Amulet Titan, and I knew I was going to lose because I wasn't playing Hogak. And I was playing a deck that wasn't particularly good against Hogak. But I said, I'm going to play Primeval Titan, and I'm going to have some fun and try this deck out and see if it's something I would like to invest in and really start to learn. And I don't think Amulet Titan is necessarily my deck. It has a lot of things that take a lot of time to get good at, and yeah, anyway. The day after the main event, when I scrubbed out, I went and played the Pauper Championship. And it was some of the most fun games of Magic I've ever played. I had 8 rounds of opponents who were all very chill. All of them really were having fun playing. And the games were all interesting. All 8 rounds I played in that tournament were like that until the cut to top 8. And I didn't win, but I won some games. I learned some things about the format. And I mean, I wasn't playing the best deck in that format, so I wasn't giving myself the best chance to win either, but I still had a chance. Like, it wasn't like there was one thing that was so far and above everything else that I couldn't win. And it's like, just playing that format was such a positive experience, and no one wants to touch it because they don't get to play their shiny planeswalkers, and I hate it. I hate it so much. They're like, oh, I can't play Liliana the Veil in this format? It's not a real format then. Or, I can't play Jace Vryn's Prodigy in this format? Well, what's the point? And I'm just like, you need to play it.
I think you mean Jace the Mind Sculptor. He's definitely much more... There's a lot of people who, they just love playing Jace the Mind Sculptor. And here's the thing, guys. Jace is not good in Modern. Stop playing Jace the Mind Sculptor decks. But people still play him.
I mean, if you're in a long game, he's one of the best ways to win the game if you get him down. But it's like, getting to that point in Modern is so difficult to actually do.
It's obviously Stoneforge Mystic.
I really love Pauper as well, but have you ever played with Liliana the Veil? It's a lot of fun, Jordan. Like, you really gotta try it sometime.
I heavily disagree. I don't really like Lily of the Veil. Mostly because I dislike cards that are a straight best answer, and it's like, for black decks in Modern, you're playing Lily. Just straight up.
That's not true.
Jordan's like, does it deal 3 damage? Then no.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair as well, as that I don't like discard, I like killing my opponent.
Anyway, I love Pauper. I love the diversity of it. I love the power level. It feels... So I've had games where I will play, like, my Pauper Tron decks. I've had games of my Pauper Tron deck against Modern decks, and I will win. And that should tell you something about the format and how powerful you really can make it. Like, you get to play Counterspell. Counterspell is so good that they refuse to print it into Modern because they think it will break the format in half.
And it might just.
You can just play it in Pauper, like...
Well, the other thing that confuses me is that I see all these people who want to play Legacy, and I'm like, why are you not playing Pauper then? It's literally like Legacy, but with less of the expensive cards in it.
But sadly with less Thalia.
I mean, yeah, that is one small issue, is that there's not a Death and Taxes list, but there's not fetch lands to hit, so you don't really need it. There's
White Weenie decks. You can play those.
Yeah, you can play White Weenie, for sure. There's like a mono white heroic deck that's really good. Like, the great thing about it is, since it's such a wide card pool as well, it's like, if you want to play a specific style of deck, it exists in the format. I think the only thing that doesn't really exist, no, never mind, there's stack-based combo, it's just not broken.
You can even play Storm again, since they released Weather the Storm. It's not quite as good as actual Modern Storm, but it's there.
I just wanted to say, I hate to point this out, but if you want to play Soul Typhoon online, it's $416. If you want to play Death and Taxes and Legacy, it's $195.
It's literally cheaper to play Legacy if you're playing MTGO.
It's half the price of the top standard deck right now.
It's so sad, man. Like, you can't even play standard on MTGO, yeah, because of the way that the cards are introduced to the economy.
To kind of hook this back into our standard talk, I've been watching a lot of... I spend a lot of time on Twitter. I'm basically the manager for the podcast. I always clued into Twitter, always clued into news. I saw pros talking about hitting PTQs that had 25 people for standard. I heard stories about people going to the LGS and hitting, like, they are having trouble firing with 8 people. And I can tell you, I didn't go my FNM this week. I'm not playing standard online. I played RuneScape on my stream instead of Magic the Gathering Arena.
Just to kind of solidify your point here, standard did not fire.
Standard is kind of dead right now. They need to make drastic, huge changes. And honestly, we need another set of guild kits with Shocklands because those things are expensive right now.
I just say calm down with the power that you put on some cards. Like, it's actually obnoxious.
I'd love to know what the design process for some of these cards were, because who in the world is looking at Once Upon a Time and saying this is an okay card? Like, we talked about it in our previews, that card is just, it's just a insanely good cantrip. Probably the best one ever printed. Like, it's on brainstorm levels of power because it's free.
And the silly thing about it is it's not like Oko. You look at Oko and you're like, well, maybe this is powerful. You look at Once Upon a Time and it literally is a free cantrip and everyone's like, wait, why did they print that?
Because it's only free once.
Yeah, so that makes it balanced. You literally just get an Ancient Stirrings, but like with less restriction on it for free.
You're right. We needed more importance placed on the first 3 turns of Magic.
It's so weird, and I don't want to get down in the spiral of negativity that usually talking about Standard right now brings, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be some sort of changes happening. At the very least, I'm seeing 2 cards getting banned from the Oko decks.
Along the lines of not going too deep into the spiral of negativity this Standard, congratulations to whoever ends up winning this MC. I'm sure you did a lot of hard work. Don't let the fact that it's completely Oko make you think that this is not a skill-intensive format. The games go super long. Even like one decision can kind of just ruin your entire game. So it's not like the MC is unexciting to watch. It's just, you better be into Oko mirrors.
The Oko mirror is extremely skill-intensive. There's a lot of micro-decisions.
But in other formats, we had our first Pioneer Banned and Restricted announcement right after we recorded.
Technically second. First one was the 5 fetch lands.
Technically, yeah. The first official new bans, we have Felidar Guardian is banned, Leyline of Abundance also banned, and Oath of Nissa is banned?
Some pretty interesting cards that they hit. So most notably, they were hitting the big mana strategies with Leyline of Abundance and Oath of Nissa. Oath fixed your mana for Planeswalkers, and then also was a cantrip, and that was just too good. And then Leyline of Abundance lets you churn out an insane amount of mana with the ramp decks that are in the format, and also made Nykthos Shrine of Nyx a lot better.
Basically, you know how Tron in Modern likes to make turn 4 Ulamogs and turn 4 Ugins? That was happening in Pioneer, and we don't really have the card pool to stop it.
And then the cat combo got banned, which I think everyone expected.
I'm kind of curious as to whether or not the format could adapt over time. And as much as I'm fine with it being banned, I actually disagree with the Felidar Guardian ban. The argument is that Felidar Guardian is more likely to make problems in the future. And I don't buy that. I think that the ability to downtick and copy an artifact is much more likely to be broken in the future than a permanent bouncing. Like, a flicker effect on a permanent is really powerful, but aside from Splinter Twin and Saheeli combo, what effects actually make it a dangerous combo to have?
I mean, there's a couple of... I was going to try to think of one, actually, and I thought about it for a second. I'm like, I don't see a way that a flicker effect is really anything but fair. Unless you have something like a Splinter Twin combo, or like a...
Like, what am I going to do? Flicker my Ugin and downtick it again? Great, I already have an Ugin out.
Unless they're planning on printing Birthing Pod in the format, which I hope they don't do, then I don't see how this is broken now.
Like, it works with Vanifar, I guess. That's a good card, but it doesn't have haste.
Yeah, if you can't flicker Vanifar, you have to untap her because she doesn't get haste.
It works with Thought-Knot Seer.
That's good, but you already have to pay the Thought-Knot Seer cost. Like, you're just getting an ATB again. And when it leaves the battlefield, they draw a card. So you're drawing them a card, and you get to exile a new card, but still.
Yeah, maybe like an ETB that like exiles a permanent or something, but I'm sure that the card that's on would be costed pretty highly, so you'd still have to get that on the field, not have it be removed, and then also
that already basically existed, and it's called Reflector Mage, and it was seeing basically no play.
Yeah, with other creatures, I think you still have Charmed Prince, don't you? Because that exiles something and brings it back.
Also, I'm not saying Reflector Mage was seeing no play. I'm saying that Felidar Guardian was not being played in the same decks as Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage is in a lot of these. There's like these cool humans lists and like blue-white tempo, and it actually looks really cool.
So I think that the bans that they went for are not bad. Hitting the Pioneer version of Tron, I'm a fan of. Hitting the Felidar combo, I agree. I think they should have hit Saheeli, but I mean, either way, something in it had to get hit. And Oath of Nissa making it so that your planeswalkers are colorless also was kind of bad. Just because there's so many planeswalkers being played in the format right now.
Oath of Nissa honestly was more important for the ponder-like effect it had. It really is a powerful cantrip, and I think it's something that's fine for Modern, but I mean, if Felidar Guardian was still in the format, I would point to that and say that's part of the reason why it can't exist. But they banned Felidar Guardian at the same time, so.
Also just hard to point at Oath of Nissa and say, this is the problem when we have Once Upon a Time in this meta.
Yeah, that too. I would not expect Once Upon a Time to last too much longer in Pioneer.
I hope it doesn't. It adds a lot of consistency to decks and gives you a really good reason to play green, which there's already a lot of good reasons to play green. Oh, I would like to point out that one of the biggest winners after this announcement is the deck I play, Is It Phoenix, is a lot better now. So that's cool. I like it.
Make a lot of Rest in Peace decks.
Also, Nexus is back.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem. They need to ban Nexus.
I'm not joking. They need to ban Nexus. I don't care if it's not a dominant strategy. Just get rid of it. It's annoying to play against. I'm not joking. I feel like they should just ban Nexus in every single format. It's just annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Sensei's Divining Top reason. It's just, this slows down play. It's not fun to play against. Once you have it, you just want to play it because it improves your deck so much. So it's just like, nope, just get rid of it.
I don't think Rest in Peace even hits it. Like, those Nexus of Fates will always be in your deck, no matter what. You have to have a Slaughter Games effect and, like, name them when they don't have enough mana to cast one.
That's one of the things I think the format is actually kind of missing. I think we need, like, an extirpate in the format.
Well, we have Slaughter Games.
We have Unbanned Ego along with Slaughter Games.
Yes, but those are both in multicolors. I want one that's just, like, mono black.
I don't think they can do extirpate straight up, not because of Split Second, and Surgical's too good.
But something like, maybe like 2 mana, have like 2 mana, like double black, maybe have that sort of effect at sorcery speed. That way, it's a little more balanced. But I don't think Unmoored Ego is necessarily good enough. And I know for a fact there is a stack-based combo deck in this format somewhere, just waiting to be found.
Wasn't there one in Amonkhet or Hour of Devastation? Lost Legacy.
Oh, Lost Legacy, yeah. Lost Legacy was a thing. There's also Dispossess, which hits artifacts.
Yes. Dispossess. But Dispossess costs 3 as well. I want it to be 2. I don't know why. I feel like 2 is the perfect amount, the perfect number where it's playable but not busted.
And I want Unburial Rights.
No, you don't. You think you do, but you don't.
If we get Unburial Rights, we also get Liliana. Let's do it.
Hold up. No. You understand that Unburial Rights could easily be played on turn 2 in this format.
Yeah, and it can easily be played on turn 2 in Modern, and I just want new Modern.
I guess technically you'd have to play it on turn 3 because it brings a creature back. So if you'd been your Emrakul on turn 1, then you'd spend turn 2 ramping, played on turn 3 because it's 4, right? Or 5. How much is Unburial Rights again?
The flashback is 4.
5. Yeah, it's 5 then 4.
Yeah, the first half is 4 and a black, and then the flashback is 3 and a white.
Dude, you realize if you want to reanimate like Eldrazi right now, this format has 3 spells that will let you do that. There's like 3 Goryo's Vengeance spells in this format. They're just really expensive because they should be.
I think it's Happily Ever After, Happily Never After. It's not Happily Ever After. It's
Forever Young.
No. It's from Shadows, and it's you bring back 2 things.
Oh.
I think it's for 6.
I know it. It's Forever After,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Forever After.
Or Ever After. Ever After.
There's also the one that where you sack 2 creatures to bring something back, so you can make tokens and do it.
You can also just play God Pharaoh's Gift if you really want.
There's God Pharaoh's Gift. There
That's boring.
is Bond of Revival. So look, if you want to play Goryo's Vengeance deck in this format, you can do it, man. Just there's no Gristlebrand or Emrakul,
so it's fair.
I mean, there is Emrakul.
yeah. But you can bring back a pig and then put an Emrakul from your hand on the battlefield and hit for 18. Come on.
That's nothing.
That's actually really sick. We should make that deck.
They shock once and they're dead, and they're probably going to shock once.
You know the biggest problem with Pioneer? I don't know if this is all going in, but you know the biggest problem with Pioneer?
What?
There's no Arbor Elf Utopia Sprawl, so how am I supposed to do the Against the Odds starter kit?
Well, you go with the Pioneer version.
Come on, let's be honest here. That's right.
No, you just got to do it with the Pioneer version, which is Llanowar Elves and freaking Gilded Goose. Where you make a bunch of mana to play your stupid payoff that is way too expensive.
Seriously, I love Saffron Elf. I haven't signed a Blood Moon. I love the guy. But, geez, can you please do something different than Utopia Sprawl Arbor Elf?
You know, I don't think I've seen that combo in a deck in like 4 years.
A lot of people were saying it was going to make a comeback after Faithless Looting got banned, and kind of did. I started making like the Ren and 6 red-green like Ponza lists.
Oh my lord. Amulet Titan is the most played deck in Modern right now.
Yeah, I got Once Upon a Time and Oko.
All right, so we got a little bit off track, but it's just because we are exceedingly excited for Pioneer. We're having a lot of fun with the format.
I want to go play it after this.
I'm probably going to go test my current newest list, which is a Mardu Pyromancer style of deck. It's
Which I told him to go make.
It's not very good, but it's mine.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Hey Jake, what's the key card that made you want to play that list that I came up with and told you should go try?
Well, I don't want to spoil it because it's gonna be up.
Sphinx's Revelation.
It's gonna be up on the Patreon, but Monastery Mentor and Heroic Reinforcements are really, really fun together.
Mm-hmm.
Decent.
Justin, this deck can deal 18 damage on turn 4.
You know what else can deal 18 damage on turn 4?
A big pig and an Emrakul?
I mean, that.
You just gotta upstage him, don't you?
I don't know. I was going to say something like Bogles.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it can do that.
Hey, Justin, did you know that you can play Bogles in this format?
But not good Bogles.
But you can play Bogles in this format. Come on
You
now.
don't even play good Bogles anymore, though.
I mean, I've still got the deck sitting somewhere.
I have a problem with how you are talking about this. You're saying Bogles and good in the same sentence.
Yeah, you should be saying great.
All right, Justin, person who thinks Bogles is great. What are you playing this week?
Let's see. So, played in paper and FNM for the first time in forever. Well, I played it a couple times, but we didn't do our little segment. But yeah, I've been playing Esper Living Death in FNMs right now. It's super fun, actually, and it's actually improving a little bit because I've decided to make the sideboard not crap. And it's also become like Tricky Bird Tribal with 2 Aven Mind Sensor in sideboard and 2 Nimble Obstructionist in mainboard. And also I got Sultai Food in Magic Arena just so I could climb the ladder a little bit.
Gotta get up there somehow. Jordan, so you're just gonna be playing more Is It Phoenix? Because that's probably what you're gonna be playing, let's be honest.
So I haven't actually played as much Is It Phoenix as I should have been because I was spending my day off this last week just working on Mono Black Phoenix in Legacy, which I will be making a YouTube video about. I've got 2 projects I'm working on, and that is the second one. So you'll see the first one and then that one, and hopefully I'll have them both done this week. But editing is hard, and I'm new to it, so it takes me a lot of time to get through it all.
Watsy, if you want to make Jordan exceedingly sad, ban Is It Phoenix ban Arclight Phoenix in any format.
Please
We
don't.
need 2 global bans. We need 2 global bans. Nexus and Phoenix.
I've already been hurt enough, okay? I didn't even get to play it in Vegas because I thought there's no way they're going to ban Faithless Looting, and I was hard punished. No.
And whose fault is that? I didn't buy 4 Stoneforge Mystics while I was there.
Okay. Anyway, and then I'm playing some Magic Arena right now. It's tough to stay motivated to keep playing it just because the format's so obnoxious right now. But I've been messing around with Golgari Adventures just because I'm sticking with my mantra that green is the best thing to play, but trying to play something that isn't Oko because I'm a little tired of playing Oko. And yeah, it's been pretty fun to play with. If Oko does get banned, I'll probably play the deck a little bit more. And then yeah, that's what I've been playing. So
if Oko gets banned, I'm playing mono red, and that's what all of you should do too.
No, I'll play Black Green Reanimator again.
I'll play some mono red. I'm down for that.
For me, I'm just gonna be playing Mardu, and I'm gonna attempt to build an aggro deck on MTG Arena. They're really hard to play right now because of the Oko situation, but I'm gonna fight through it. I've got to get to Mythic this month.
Dude, I built the Black-Red Cavalcade deck, and it's actually kind of funny.
Does it have cats in it?
I'm actually not sure.
Because if it does not have cats in it, then we need to talk.
So a fun fact, I was making a series for my YouTube channel, and it was just going to be me brewing decks, and that was my first deck. Finished the video and did not turn on my mic.
Oh, man.
So, but yeah, it was kind of awkward when I went back to watch it, and I'm like, I could have swore I talked earlier in this video. And I was like 2 minutes in, and I'm like, where's the audio? And I go on my recording thing, and I'm like, oh, I muted it.
Just dub over it later. It's fine. I guess it's a pretty good way of transitioning to Justin. You are Dubious Challenger over on that YouTube, Dubious Challenger over on Twitch.tv, and on Twitter, you're Dubious Justin. All those have an underscore in the middle. Don't forget the underscore. Very important.
Underscore.
Jordan, you're Is It Fox on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You're the easiest one. Lucky you. And I am Jake the Jackal everywhere. I'm streaming Magic every week. I'm doing Twitter every day. I'll be there. DM me. At me. I'll reply because I have no life.
I mean, I'm also on Twitter a lot of the time, so, at me, whatever, guys. Show me your Phoenix lists.
I finally posted on Twitter.
He did it.
Yay!
Justin is finally figuring out Twitter, so go bother him too.
He's learning.
I learned that you can't hashtag a number.
You can't. That is true.
I tried to hashtag 235, and it didn't work, or 245.
Weird. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, if you go in my thing showing pictures of all my dubious challenges that we never explained on the podcast.
I mean, maybe we'll get to that next week.
It probably won't.
You'll just have to tune in to find out.
Yeah, we'll tell you guys about the dubious challenges next week.
Okay, here's my promise. We will talk about why my name is Dubious Challenger on everything before episode 360.
A bold claim.
Promise, right there.
Thanks for listening. We will hopefully make it to episode 300 and what was that, 16? 16.
Oh my gosh, how many weeks is that? How many years?
316 weeks.
I mean, how many years?
Check back in 300 weeks and maybe we'll have that story for you guys. Until then, we're going to ban Sliv Mizzet, Hivemind, and we'll see you guys all next week. Thanks for listening.
I mean, let's be real. Slivers don't need support anyway.